Hello, hello, hello. This is Caven Thomas. Calling you on Tuesday the 31st, last day of January. It's been a hell of a January for me. A very fortunate January indeed. So I consider myself very fortunate. A lot happened this month. That Samsung commercial, it's going to be showing in a week on Super Bowl Sunday. Excited about that. The audition, getting the internship at A Noise Within, getting the scholarship at Upright Citizens Brigade, knowing that I'm going to be in Antony and Cleopatra. I only have one sentence, but that's okay. And knowing that it's hard to say that because it bothers me so much. But I just have to understand everything works out. Everything's supposed to be what it's supposed to be, right? And I'm learning how to become a better actor. Yes, yes, say yes, yes, absolutely yes. So, we're going to do our spiritualist section right now in the middle of the day because my internship takes me from 6 until 11 tonight, and I won't be back until after midnight. So, here we go. This is from the 24-hour day book of Alcoholics Anonymous, February the 1st, Wednesday. Thought for the day. When we think about having a drink, we're thinking of the kick we get out of the drinking, the pleasure, the escape from boredom, the feeling of self-importance, and the companionship of other drinkers. What we don't think of is the letdown, the hangover, the remorse, the waste of money, and the facing of another day. In other words, when we think about that first drink, we're thinking of all the assets of drinking and none of the liabilities. What has drinking really got that we haven't got in AA? So the question of the day is, do I believe that the liabilities of drinking outweigh the assets? Meditation for the day. I will start a new life each day. I will put the old mistakes away and start anew each day. God always offers me a fresh start. I will not be burdened or anxious. If God's forgiveness were only for the righteous and those who had not sinned, where would be its need? I believe that God forgives all of our sins if we are honestly trying to live today the way He wants us to live. God forgives us much, and we should be very grateful. Prayer for the day. I pray that my life may not be spoiled by worry and fear and selfishness. I pray that I may have a glad, thankful, and humble heart. Commenting on that, just a meditation. I like it. I've always felt that it's a new day. Every day is a brand new day, and that we've been granted a great day. We've been lucky to have the day, even if the day is not so great. Like I'm sick today. I've got this voice. It sounds like Deborah Winger right now. And, I'm bothered by it. And I've got this terrible headache. But, man, it's a day. It's a great day overall. There's a lot of good to this day. And there will be a time I'm not here, man. Not on this planet. And there'll still be great days, So let me just enjoy what is there. What can I enjoy of this day, even with the headache, even with not feeling so good? There's a lot to enjoy. Just getting a chance to read this. 24-hour day. That's a joy. That's a real joy, actually. All right, from the Daily Word that my sister has bought me, I think, a lifetime subscription to. At the beginning of every month, there's a story. And today's story is My Prognosis is Absolute Good by a guy named Don Rogers. And just to read about Don Rogers' life, Don Rogers and his wife Linda attend Unity Church Universal, the home of the First Unity Church on 9th and Tracy in Kansas City, Missouri. So I'm going to read this story, and then I'll read the Daily Word from February the 1st. My Prognosis is Absolute Good by Don Rogers. Reaching to turn on a lamp, I bumped my chest against the armrest of the divan, and a sharp pain caused me to briefly see stars. Feeling my breast, I found a lump under my right nipple. I said nothing to my wife Linda and thought nothing more of it until my morning shower. In the morning, the lump was still there, and I knew Linda should know. Without further hesitation, We were off to the doctor, who examined me and scheduled a mammogram and ultrasound for the next day. Linda asked the doctor if it was true that a cancer tumor doesn't hurt. The doctor agreed that this was generally the case. This information gave us hope that perhaps this was a cyst, which could be aspirated. Unfortunately, the forms for a mammogram are sexist. Breast cancer is considered a woman's disease. There are no male-only questions, but plenty of women-only questions. The results of my mammogram and ultrasound were forwarded to both my family doctor and surgeon. I learned that a tumor is hard, but a cyst is soft and spongy. My surgeon told me that it was a tumor, and a needle biopsy was needed to determine if it was malignant. The biopsy confirmed cancer, male breast cancer. Although a cancer tumor usually does not hurt, mine was over a nerve. When I bumped my breast, the tumor pushed on the nerve, causing the pain. What a blessing! If I had not felt the pain, the tumor would have continued to grow and may not have been discovered until it was too late. I prayed, knowing that I could be healed by faith, but also believing that God works through modern medicine as well. Good for you, brother. Mastectomy surgery was scheduled, and I met with the oncologist to plan the follow-up treatment. I knew that cancer was not a death sentence, but simply the mention of cancer strikes fear into almost everyone. I began to search for a word to replace the ugly and terrifying word cancer. I prayed and meditated to find a positive replacement. The surgery went well. My right breast was removed, along with 15 lymph nodes. The PET CT scan afterwards showed me to be cancer-free. The oncologist said that if we did nothing more, the probability of reoccurrence of the cancer was 56%. Taking chemotherapy treatments lowers that percentage dramatically. I agreed with his recommendation of a round of chemotherapy, 4 treatments. As I healed from surgery and waited for chemotherapy, I increased my prayer and meditation time searching for the replacement words for cancer. My answer came. Cancer is an abbreviation, it's a contraction. The complete phrase is can certainly. I can certainly be a child of God. I am meant to be. With God's help, I can certainly overcome any health challenge. I can certainly experience absolute good. Now, whenever I hear the word cancer, I know that it means can certainly. While sitting in the chemotherapy room for treatments, I saw many people going through challenges greater than mine. I sent them healing energy and silently affirmed the truth, that they are well and whole. I affirmed that they can certainly overcome this experience. The treatment has many side effects, and none of them are pleasant. Minor one is the loss of hair, which for a balding man isn't too traumatic, but left me with great empathy for those women who go through this treatment. Side effects are temporary, but spirit endures. This was not an experience I wanted, but it is of great value to me. Perhaps the greatest blessing is sharing my experience with others. I can certainly say my prognosis is absolute good. I may not be the man I used to be, but I am more of the spiritual self I am meant to be. Well, you know, people die. They die of cancer, and they die of a lot of things, and sometimes we die of horrible deaths. We don't understand, you know. I'm only saying, God, I trust you. I don't understand you, but I trust you. Just bottom line is, I don't. I have no earthly clue of God. God's way more than anything I can possibly put my finger on. But I'm a big believer that it is what it is, and we might as well just be thankful. I mean, we can be thankful, we can be unthankful, we can pray for healing. If healing doesn't come, it doesn't come. Then we just be thankful for what we have, for every second that we have it, to the very end, and just be thankful. My mom's on her deathbed, and you know, I was freaking out looking at her as she was dying, and I said, Mom, how are you doing? And she couldn't talk at this time, so she took her little talk pad thing that they gave her. And she said, could be worse. Oh, a few hours later, she was dead. And I guess even with that, she could be worse. She could have been hanging on and suffering and all sorts of pain. Could be worse. I think she was always a big believer in trying to be happy with what you have. Be happy with what you have, even if you don't have very much. If you have nothing, ultimately you have God. That's the way I see it. I don't have a damn thing. I got God, man. I'm going to be all right. All right. Wednesday, February 1st. Top says enter, and the tag says enter, and then the exposition phrase says, with peace in my heart, I step forward on my life's journey. So that's the title of this day, Wednesday, February 1st, 2012 Daily Word. It has been said that every journey begins with a single step. Is there a step I need to take in my life right now? Do I need to move forward in my work, in a relationship, in my spiritual life? If the answer is yes, I take that step now. My step may be opening my heart to new ideas and possibilities, looking at creative avenues of self-expression, or discovering new ways to learn, grow, and express myself as a spiritual being. Life is a journey of small steps. Some require great courage and strength. Some only require the desire to move forward and experience something new. With each step, I enter a new experience, one that is mine alone. I take that step now with faith in God and confidence in myself. And the religious passage from Revelations chapter 3, verse 8, look, I have set before you an open door, which no one is able to shut. All right, that's our spiritualist section. Have a great day.